I'm going through these emails that a lot of us melanated American Indians have sent in to the Indian Bureau about, and this was some time ago. As you can see, this is indian.senate.gov. I'll show the source at some point, but read this. It says, "Peace and blessings. I, Shalom Robinson, Yamasee bloodline, am a direct descendant of ancient chief Altamaha himself. After the documented Yamasee War in 1715, my people has been listed as extinct when in fact we're not, and have been here keep our heritage alive while being excluded from our rights as indigenous people. We have been listed as freedmen, Negroes, and slaves due to racial prejudices. Our tribal lands in Georgia has been divided and sold to the highest bidder without our consent. Yamasee built the Creek Nation, now called the Muskogee Nation. Article 3 of the 1866 treaty distinguishes Yamasee from Africans in the text in Article 2. I'm going to have to look that up. In House Resolution 1514, Yamasee or Jamasi are mentioned as being part of the Confederation. However, since 1901, last time we Yamasee was mentioned by Congress were Yamasee, not mentioned again. Where did the Yamasee people go when our last whereabouts is with the Muskogee Creek Nation? It has been racism that has blocked Yamasee true heritage and classified us as freedmen or freedmen. Therefore, it should be redressed immediately and recognized as an Indian tribe within the Confederacy of the Muskogee Creek Nation. Sorry, y'all. The great violation of the denationalization of the indigenous people due to color code system imposed that is called apartheid. The right to a identity and nationality, is a human right. Enforcement of treaties has to be done as part of restorative justice. Why would he send that if he didn't believe it? And this is a different letter from another person, and I'm just going to go through a little portion of it to show a little bit of corruption. It says, in 1995, more than 300 black Seminoles converged on the Bureau of Indian Affairs offices in Wewoka to apply for their certified degree of Indian blood cards. I, along with my children, have yet to receive those cards as proof of our bloodline inheritance. It has been stated that those documents proving our bloodline were destroyed. We still have copies of the applications that we applied. We all have received membership cards that allow voting rights to the council elections. So that's another person. Now that's showing corruption. This one's also interesting. It says, "Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Damian Jameson Johnson, and I am a direct bloodline descendant of both the Perryman family of Creek Nation and the Chief Cal Tom, who has been designated as a freedman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a honorable panel, blah, blah, blah." We're going to get down here. He says, "My grandfather was an American Indian, not a slave. I am seeking to right the wrong that has been done to this side of my native family through the systemic race, that word, of the Dawes Rose and their agents who blatantly, with a stroke of a pen, turned my people into African Americans who are descended from slaves. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here asking for reparations or assistance as being an American Indian. I'm asking for congressional committed to recognize that we are, in fact, American Indians who have been categorized and misclassified as freedmen. Let's read somebody else's. It says, I'm in great 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 aunt Sydney Fisher. I'm sending this letter on behalf of my family. My great great grandfather, Alexander Fisher, lawyer Albert J. Lee, sending a letter. It says right here that he did the Dawes Commission state. How did the Dawes Commission state that they didn't have in their possessions a record of Sidney Fisher, recognized as a citizen by blood in Choctaw, but documents have been presented to say otherwise, like the book below. And they talk about a book here, and I've been trying to find this book and I can't. And if you all can help me find this book, I'd greatly appreciate it. Cannot find it online anywhere. But look at this book. It says, also, if you read the who, this is the name of the book. Here it is. They said it wrong. Sorry. Who was among the Southern Indians genealogy notebook 1698 to 1907, and it's by a guy named Don Martini. So who was who among the Southern Indians by Don Martini from 1698 to 1907. I really got to find that book because 1698 to 1800s, that is a very missing part in the census records and a lot of records. You know what I mean? 1790 is when some of the census pretty much started, and then the records prior to then, they try to act like there was done there. But if he made a book, that was records that he was able to find. And that same person writes down here below, not one Fisher has ever requested for them to lose their family lineages, which is Choctaw by blood. I am requesting my Choctaw bloodline to be reinstated because it should have not been removed. We are Choctaw by blood, not freedmen. And I believe these people because they've been playing. And there's way more emails in here and letters that were sent during this time, or not emails, but letters or whatever. There's way more of these sent. And these are in the government Senate. So I'm going to be reading through these. But yeah, these people have been playing, especially one about the Yamasi, talking about how they just went extinct. They just wrote them out of existence, which he still has paperwork of his genealogy going back to an ancient chief. So we got to dig. We got to keep going. We gonna find the truth.